Hello and welcome back to Eurovision, where today we're going to be looking at Belgium's entry to the contest this year. They're going to be sending Gustaph with Because of You. But do we Gustaph this one? Not entirely sure what the relevance of using a Spanish word was there for a Belgian entry, but there we are. We were struggling for a pun, and they're always trashy, so it's fine. But yeah, so this year they're sending Gustaph with Because of You. Last year they had Miss You by Jerome. I think we could
It
all
wasn't.
safely
It
say,
wasn't Jerome. It was Jeremy Machiez. I mean, that's the thing. It was so dull and so boring. No wonder you got his name wrong.
there, exactly. I mean, I'm sure they'll just be wanting to, forget about this one, and that's why they're probably sending something completely different this year. So they're sending Because of You. Let's have a little listen. Yeah, when the world got me going crazy, I'll carry on, 'cause I know I'm strong. When the world got me going crazy, I'll carry on, and it's all because of. So that was the song that Belgium is sending to Liverpool this year. Jack, what do you make of it?
I love it. I love it. I love it. It just makes me feel happy. It honestly, it's one of my favorite, if not my favorite entry from Belgium ever. Like genuinely. And when I only listened to the entries fairly late, as normal. So I read about the hate that this song was getting because it was a shock winner, of course, of the Belgian national selection. Nobody saw it coming. And there were some songs, I was reading comments that were saying, oh, there's a winner in there. Belgium could win Eurovision. I've listened to that song. It was never going to win Eurovision. And frankly, this is going to do better. It is very 90s in the best possible way. And it leans into it. It's the big hat. It's the over-the-top campness. It's the voguing. It's the gospel. It all works. And maybe because my expectations were so low because of all the hate that this was getting online, maybe that's why I was very, very pleasantly surprised. But my jaw was on the floor first time I heard it because it's just joy. It's about celebrating life. It's happy. Oh, I could go on forever. I really, really enjoy this one. And I think it is, even now, it is getting hate that is completely unjustified. This is so fun. And I think it's going to do very well in Liverpool.
I'm maybe more cautiously optimistic about it. I do really enjoy it and I do think it's very fun. And I definitely agree with the point about it being kind of 90s and voguing. I think my reservation is that it's not real, it doesn't feel to me like it's something new and fresh. In fact, I think, you can quite easily compare it to Israel or Romania from last year. It feels kind of, it's that camp, fun kind of pop song, which, it can do well at Eurovision. I mean, Romania getting through to the finals last year was probably a bit more surprising than Israel not getting through. But for me, I do enjoy this and I do find it fun, and I think there is room for it, to have quite memorable staging. But it's it's nothing new for me, which I think is probably my kind of issue with it. And I think especially when Belgium, did so kind of poorly last year, I was kind of really hoping for something kind of a lot newer and fresher and something that felt new. And to me, this just kind of feels like, meh, seen it before, heard it before. And I don't know how they would do kind of staging to make it stand out, essentially. But I do enjoy it and I do think it's very fun and it will probably do relatively well. But yeah,
I
I'm
was to say,
not quite
I
sold.
do get what you're saying about it being quite old, but whereas I think there are other songs this year that do feel like not like dated almost, but unintentionally dated. I think this is dated, but it knows it's dated. It's going along with it, and that's why I think it's fun because we've not heard anything before. Like well, hang on, we have heard things like this before, but I think it's doing it with its tongue in its cheek, and that's why I think I quite like it.
Yeah. No, I'm not big hater on it, but I'm just, not blown away. But yeah, it's in the second semi-final. Do you think it's going to get through to the final, and where would you kind of rate it personally?
I think it's definitely going to go through 100%. And I think it probably would have gone through in the first semi-final either. Obviously, as the time that we're recording this, the running order hasn't been released, hasn't been decided. I can see this opening the show quite easily, and it will be a great way to get people moving. It's going to be, I wish I was in the arena for it. I'll be in the arena for the first one. Just say the first semi-final. I'll be
Just getting that in there. I'm surprised it's
just
taken you till episode 3 to drop that.
yeah, I'm going to mention it in every video I can. So it'll be the type of one that I think is really going to get the party started in the second semi-final if it opens it, which I think it probably will. And yeah, I see this definitely going through. I think, especially when it's televote only, I think he sings it well, so it'll do well with juries in the final. And I think it's fun enough that it'll get televote support. So I sort of see it coming quite mid-table in the end. I really do. If that Miss You nonsense from last year can end up coming, what, 16th, 17th, wherever it finished, this is an infinitely better song than that. That shouldn't have been in the final, yet somehow it was. And this is much better on most fronts. So yeah, hands down, think this is going to sail through to the final.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's definitely a semi-final opener. And if they have any consensus as where they'll put it, really. So yeah, I agree. It's definitely going through. And probably, yeah, mid-table. I'm fairly in agreement on that front. I think it's not going to be the most memorable thing in the final, but it should do okay. It's kind of fairly friendly on kind of jury and televote front. So yeah, I think you didn't give it your rating.
Oh no, I didn't. I didn't give it a rating. Oops. I'm going to give it a 9. I really like it. I keep on saying I
Oh,
really like it. I'm going to give it a 9 out of
okay.
10 because it makes me feel happy, and that's always a good thing.
That is always a good thing. I would probably give it a 6.5.
I mean, that's not that bad considering
I
some of
don't think
the.
it's that bad. That's
Yeah.
yeah, it's okay in my books. So yeah, 6.5. Um, but that's what we think. Let us know what you think in the comments. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram and subscribe to our channel and click the little bell notification so you get notified each time we upload another video. But that's it from today's episode. Thanks very much for watching.